And I'm live. Here I am. Let's see who comes on here. Questions, answers, whatever. Before I get started, I did start my other channel, Zelda Ate My Lunch. So if you guys are into video games, go check that out. I put a couple videos up so far, not a ton. But so anyway, a lot of people ask me about video games in these videos, and that is where I'm going to start making those types of videos. So there you have it. I wanted to update everybody on the water. I think water plays such a huge role in weight loss. It's not even funny. It's really crazy when you think about Durian Ryder talking about sleep, water, sugar, but water is such a huge part of it. It's crazy. I've lost a lot of the bloating and everything from paying attention to water and changing the sugar around. I haven't really changed the calorie count, I don't think, but I've replaced regular sugar. Oh, wow. YouTube actually notified you. Wow. Congratulations, me, I guess. Um, what was I saying? I didn't, I kind of backed off just straight up sugar and I started adding dates in, and the same amount of calorie count, I guess. If you guys can hit the like button, that way it sends it out to more people so we can get some people on here. Questions, answers, all that fun stuff. I don't know how long I'll be on here. We'll just see how this goes, how this rolls. But if you're watching this, yeah, water really plays such a massive role. I was out. I was showing my buddy how to DoorDash the other day. Or actually, it was yesterday, and I was really doing good with hydration all day, peeing clear, like Durian Ryder says. And I ran out of water, and that's actually when I started running into digestion issues. So he definitely is right about that. Uh, does high carb, low fat vegan diet clean body from parasites? Been getting a lot of questions about the parasites lately. It does. I would, if you really are interested in cleaning out parasites, though, I would definitely go more raw. Fruit's a cleanser, a body cleanser. I really like watermelon with seeds in it. I noticed that cleans a lot out. Just if you're gonna eat watermelon, any kind of melons, eat them alone or leave them alone. Really stick to that modality. So if you eat cooked food, like wait like the entire night, like don't have anything, and then that morning have watermelon or whatever melon that you're gonna have. That helps quite a bit. But fruit in general is a cleanser. And if you're a raw vegan, fruit's the cleanser and greens are the builder. So if you want to do some kind of sport, you're really best combining both of them. But really pay attention to food combining. Are dates usually soaked in glucose syrup? I've never actually seen that. I usually get dates from the date people or what is it, 7 Hot Dates, I think it is. But Aldi has really good dates, so check those out. I just drank another half liter of water, now onto vodka. Funny story about that. My uncle shows up to all parties with this clear liquid, and everybody always thought that he was drinking water, and we found out that it's straight vodka. So that reminds me of my uncle. Is drinking only juices for hydration bad for you? No water. Yeah, you're not going to get the same hydration just because there's sugar in it. And sugar really needs to be broken down with water. But test it out for yourself. I mean, if you want to, but I never noticed the same hydration level at all. I just got a great countertop reverse osmosis machine from Amazon and love it. Yeah, yeah, check them out. I noticed I was on there the other day and I noticed some of them are on sale, so might be a good time to do that. Bananas and strawberries combination. It's actually technically not a good combination if you look at the subacid and tropical fruit. That's the only berry that actually doesn't mix well with bananas because it's not technically a berry, but bananas are technically a berry. So The only thing that I really like about Robert Morse is his food combination chart. I know I say this in a lot of videos, but if you're new to this, um, I actually have the PDF of it. Uh, I'll make a video about this and then I'll link the PDF somehow in that so people can download it. That's why I don't want to get to how is it working out for you. The water, I do notice a hydration, a little bit more hydration level with reverse osmosis than filtered water, quite a bit. The brand is Bluvia, and it was about 270. That's about right. The Culligans are like 2,500 bucks, so anything is cheaper than that. Dr. Berg says it's not about water. Buy my electrolytes at 100%. Yeah. Uh, if you have a Costco, you can go talk to the people at Costco about this. If you're a member, they will deliver it to you. They have a machine, not a machine, but like kind of like one of those water coolers type things that you see at the office, and they deliver that too. So you can check that out. Blue, you can remember that. Robert Morse food combination chart. We'll look that up. Yeah, I keep meaning to make a video about that because I have the PDF. You can download it from his website for free. But of all the food combination charts that I've seen, I think his is the best. But if you have Freely's book, Freely also has one in her book. If you leave dates out of the refrigerator, do they really go bad? It takes a very, very, very long time. What happens? They don't really go bad. They start crystallizing. So there's two different things that can happen with dates. Sometimes they'll get this like really black powder that's inside the date. I don't think that's good for you, so I always throw it out. The other thing that can start happening with dates is it'll start crystallizing. Um, but it's kind of just like eating a hard candy. Not quite a hard candy, but kind of like it's kind of like I don't know if anybody's had maple syrup candies. It kind of starts becoming like that. Wrong link. Luvia just went up to 299 just because you said something. I have one of Freely ebooks. We'll look in there. Yeah, I know at one point she did have a food combination chart in her book. So go check that out. Somebody actually sent me a link last year for her ebook, and I forgot to download it, and it expired. Dates from the Middle East are out of this world. Best tasting round. Dates from Arizona, Mexico, California are extremely good too. So it depends on where you can get them from. I majorly bad combined food today and swelled up big, look pregnant. Yeah, yeah. Got to be gender specific there. But yeah, it can happen. But I do know some people who like don't have to follow these food combinations things at all. They can eat whatever the hell they want to. But if you're somebody who isn't like that, if you're like a lot of people have been asking me about the parasites. Another thing you can do, depending on your country, some countries it's illegal, but wormwood works really good. That'll clean you out, but don't go too hard on that. You'll really regret it. So if you do get wormwood, like Puridyme has something called blood cleanser that's got wormwood in it. That works pretty good, but just do not overdose on that. You'll definitely know you did. Do you want her ebook? I have it saved on my iPhone book app. Yeah, if you want to send it to me, I download it? I don't know. I've got Durian Ryder's book on my whatever. I hate ebooks. But I do like some of the information. I need to try mono meals. That right there can really change your life. Like you don't have to do it all day, but for breakfast you just have nothing but melons, and it doesn't. So you can combine melons within melons, so you can have like a cantaloupe and a watermelon. That's fine. And then maybe lunch you got bananas and stuff, and then at night the only starch you got is potatoes, and you might have vegetables with that. It works really good. I'm addicted to figs. The brand I like is Natural Bakery. There's They're bad for me because they got oil in it. Why would they put oil in that? Doesn't make any sense. Hers is really good. The details every day for 14 days, I think. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's yeah, I think Durian Rider does something like that too. I don't know. I do know that the huge difference between her and Durian Rider is she suggests, I think it's like 1 or 2 tablespoons of sugar, where he is, just dump it in there. It really depends on your gut. Can your gut handle it or not? My gut, for whatever reason, was not handling it. I really did like the effect that I was getting from it, though. My testosterone doubled in like a couple of months. Nature's Bakery is awesome. They have little oil, nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't know if I even know the company. Do you ever delay breakfast to aid weight loss? No, actually, that can actually throw your thyroid off. So that's not a good idea. You'll notice if you get up and eat, then your digestion is much better for the rest of the day. She suggests coconut sugar, but I don't like coconut sugar at all. I don't like the taste of it at all. But if you do, there's really not a huge difference. I don't know what the difference is. I'd rather have the Florida crystals if it were me. If anybody's getting anything out of this video, can you hit the thumbs up? um, there's still a processed food not good for you. The figs. Well, I mean, why not just buy regular figs? Is it? I think it's fig season, right? I don't like figs, so I don't really buy them. It's quite. I like the cane sugar more. Yeah, I only add regular sugar. It's cheaper and does the job. Yep, yep. Yeah, it really, whatever your stomach can handle, sugar wise. The video I made yesterday with that chick from France. I mean, some of the stuff she was saying was just like, I can't just some of the idiocy. Have you ever bonked during endurance exercises such as cycling? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I ran out of water and I ran out of sugar. I've gone on a couple really long rides that I did not expect to be really long rides. And generally, when I do that, it's out in the like hills or in the middle of nowhere. I remember one time I went for a ride. It ended up being a 43-mile ride. And 24 miles in, I ran out of water, sugar, everything. My phone was like 5%. I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? And the only way to get back was basically to turn around. So I did finally find a I think it was like a Burger King or something like that. And I went in and I just used their Sprite. Like it just I had to get whatever I had to get. But by the end of that, I was just toast. And actually, I think that was one of the times that I fell off my bike because I was done. What are your thoughts on salt? Salt is one of them that I think if you handle it well, great. If not, then great. Is there a BJ's where you live? Depending on what kind of BJ we're talking about. Yes, but if I have a Costco, I would never go to BJ's over Costco. Costco's so much better. I start to shake when I don't eat enough sugar. I was at work and I had no food. I was pissed off. Yeah, you get the hungry real bad. I have hepatitis C. Is there any supplements good for that? That one, I really don't know. That I don't know. I do see a lot of Dr. Seppi's people comment on my videos. Not lately, not as much lately, but they used to come on my videos all the time and say that they cured hepatitis C with whatever Seppi does. I have no idea. Yes, I agree. Costco is better, but it's not local to me. Only BJ's is local. I go in there actually just for DoorDash because people will send me their orders and somehow I get their account number and then I can shop for them. Whenever I go there, the produce is not as good as it is at Costco, so I wouldn't join it. I just if you have a Trader Joe's by you, don't even bother. Just go to Trader Joe's instead. I've been, packing in, fruit like Durian Rider, but McDougall doesn't suggest going crazy with the fruit and refined sugar if you are targeting weight loss. I'm not planning on cycling. Yeah, I mean, but then at the same time, if somebody's in really bad shape, he puts them on the Walter Kempner diet, which is rice, sugar, fruit, and fruit juice. So there's a contradiction there. But if you don't want to do the sugar, then don't. But fruit is going to strip weight off anybody fast, especially if it's all you eat. Just to get it out of the way, what's for dinner today? I knew people were going to ask that. I just made some kind of like bean soup that I've got some rice that I'm going to be putting in it. Thistle is good for liver in general. Look it up to see if it might help you. You know, I used to actually use milk thistle back in the day. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, Shackley is still around? I had no idea. I hate weightlifting. Damn, that's pretty strong. But have been making myself do some lately. I'm convinced having muscle is very important for everything, including metabolism. Well, one of the main reasons is you burn 50 calories more. Basal metabolic rate increases by 50 calories more per pound of muscle. But if you visualize, a pound of animal meat, uh, a pound is actually a decent amount, so it takes a little while to gain that. Somebody asked me to make a protein video the other day, and I really mean to make that because some of the protein myths are getting a little out of hand. Just bought sushi rice. I got bored of jasmine rice. I don't really like jasmine all that much at all. It's too dry, even with a rice cooker. Basmati, I don't like. I'm really into the medium and small grain. Actually, you're just hearing my rice cooker right now. I don't know if that's coming through the mic, but yeah, sushi rice is good. I would definitely rinse it, even if it says it's pre-rinsed. They're never pre-rinsed, and it won't be as ridiculous unless you want to make nori rolls with it or something like that. But as far as the protein thing, yeah, I made a video about that not too long. Well, actually, probably a while ago. Now that I think about it, because time flies. But it's so unreal how little protein we actually need and how little we can actually process. What do you think of people that eat meat, savages, or ill-informed? I think it's ill-informed. I don't really think most of them are out there, like hating some cow out there and they just want to murder it, or. So, I don't think um, I don't think it's savages. I mean, because my parents do it, and they're not out to get anybody. I only eat jasmine rice. I buy it from Costa when I go once a month. Well, they actually have, I forget what it's called, kukuro roll or something like that. They actually have medium green. It's in a white bag with like a bright pink um, surround on it. I'm also a short medium rice fan, but had to buy long grain today as the store was out of shorter grain types. How do we run out of rice? Especially you being so close to California. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It depends on what you're making it with too. Like if you're making it in burritos or if you're making it in like for chili or if you're making it for whatever, if it's something's being piled on top of it, it's generally fine. It's just I don't really like it in nori wraps, or I don't really like it in stir fries at all. I'm confused about protein. They say protein doesn't make you big, but it's anabolic, so that doesn't make sense. But why do people eat high protein or big? I don't know if it's because they are inflamed. Well, first, it isn't inflammation because it's toxic past what you can actually eat, and the body has to neutralize it. But it's anabolic too. So anything that's anabolic is going to have you gaining weight, retaining water. It's It just is what it is. Not all Costco have the same stuff. I agree with you, but I have 3 Costco within 20 minutes of me, and they all have this one, and I doubt they're all the same person, ordering for each one. So, yes, I agree with you because there is this 4 bean salad that I absolutely love, and the only one that carries is the one on the east side. So, yes, there is some differences. Which kind of rice do Mexicans eat with chili dashes, really chewy? That is generally jasmine rice, generally. And it depends on how you cook it. If you want it to be in some kind of like Mexican dish, and the Mexican dish is kind of like a wet, I forget what the one with the chocolate. There's some really good Mexican things. Um, then you would cook it harder. So what you would do is you would put less water in the cooker, than you would if you wanted it fluffier. If you want it fluffy, then it's going to get soggy if you mix it in with something that's wet. So it really depends on what you're looking for. It's up to you. You can really play around with how the rice comes out by just how much water you add and how many times you rinse it off. How much water do I drink? Probably 3 gallons a day, somewhere in that range. I love my rice to be glumpy, so I overcook it and use extra water. Well, yeah, that's what you would do. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you like it that way, you stumped me. Yeah, and if you really want it to be that way, then just don't don't rinse it off either. 3 gallons of water. Yeah, I'm not the smallest person on the planet. Seeded watermelon is rarely available. That is the most unfortunate truth on the planet. I had to buy one last week for $11. I was like, "What the fuck?" 3 gallons, about 15 liters. Yeah, somewhere in there. I was doing 1 gallon of water a day for a while and couldn't take all the peeing anymore. I hear that. I just want to get my pee clear, and that's roughly what it takes. And it's the gut of mine really just it's like things go in, they just don't like coming out. So that is what I'm working on. Whenever I can get this gut of mine dealt with, I think my weight loss will be so fast it won't even be funny. Which is why I like mono meals as much as I can. How many times do you get up at night to pass water? I don't know, but I keep a gallon next to my bed. It's one of the wide mouth ones, and I just go in that and go back to bed. Some people have problems with that, but I do not. My cat, before I finally got her litter box trained 6 months before she died, used to pee wherever she wanted to in the house. So I guess we are kindred spirits. But yeah, that's what I do at night. I think that's the easiest way. Because if you do have to get up like 3 times, I mean, you just never get back to bed, right? It's always hard to get back to bed. I also use earplugs and eye mask, which would suck if somebody broke into the house. I'd be pretty screwed. But yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, at most it's 3 times. It's usually like 1 or 2. I keep an empty plastic, kitty litter jug in my car for emergencies. I've been places where there's nowhere to use yeah, I get it. Do you think the high water intake may be contributing to your bloating? No. Actually, my bloating goes way down when I drink water. Way down. It's when I'm dehydrated that, my bloating gets bad. Try it out. You gotta try it out for yourself. Where do you, buy seeded watermelon? Almost always, it's gonna be at farmers markets, which they have started. So, usually they start, late April, but everything was so expensive. This farmers market is in, like, rich, rich area. So they basically charge whatever the hell they want to. Yeah, drinking more water stops bloating 100%. I can't find it anywhere. Try farmers markets. If you have a big market by you, sometimes you can talk to them and they'll get them in. Sometimes they won't though because they got to buy the whole tote. So, but you can find them. I find them every year, but it's almost always at farmers markets. So, and it's always more expensive. Always more expensive. Like that one, like I said, was 11 bucks, but it was 30 pounds. So it wasn't bad. And I ate the whole thing. You can also, if you really want to get your money out of it, what you do is you eat the whole watermelon, you like the red stuff out of the watermelon. And then if it's conventional, cut off all the green and then you can juice the rest of it. And it just, it's really good juice. You might have to add sweetener to it, like a sugar of some kind. Okay, I'll see. Yeah, anybody who's watching this, if you really want seeded watermelon, if you're in a hot climate, grow it yourself. It's early May, so you still can grow them, depending on what zone you're in, and you should have watermelon by August. Or B, find a farmer's market that will work with you. I've usually lucked out with finding farmers markets that'll work with me. It really just depends. Sometimes you got to threaten them, say, I'm going to trash your place. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, usually they'll work with you. Uh, you know, it really depends on your area, I guess. But if you're somewhere and you have a decent backyard, just grow them yourself. If you really want seeded watermelon, it's so much better. So especially when they're warm, when they're ripe, and you just pick them. You can flick the end, and they open on their own and you just eat it right there. It's just so much good. It's so much better. It tastes like cotton candy. It's unreal. Unless you've actually done that, like you just don't even know what you're missing. I don't like cold watermelon. Actually, I'm like one of the rare people who I just can't stand it. If I have one in the fridge, I'll take it out and let it sit to warm up. They take a long time to grow. Well, yeah, it's what is it? Er, First week of May. You should have them by late August. So that, at least you have them. But growing off, they actually like growing on hills. So if you've got a hill, just plant them at the top of the hill and they'll grow down the hill. It's really awesome. The cantaloupe is another thing. Cantaloupe you should have earlier, maybe late July if you grow them now, depending on what zone you're in. And depending on the summer. Now, if it's a really wet summer, that's actually bad for watermelon. Watermelon like dry, um, which is odd because they're called watermelon. Small point, given your water intake, even with normal kidney function, it can affect your blood work. Uh, Hematocrit can be lower. Well, my hemo is always high, so always high. It was 18.2 the last time. I like most of my fruits not cold and don't mind room temp water unless been working out. I hate cold water so much. I can't even tell you. I won't drink it. I'll just let it sit there until it warms up. I hate cold water so much. I don't mind swimming in it. I don't mind taking a shower in it, but I'm not drinking it. And as far as cold fruit, I don't know any cold fruit that I actually like. And dates can be good cold, but I prefer them warm. I am very Veda and cannot drink cold water. Can't do it. Can't do it. I hate it. Can't stand it. Cannot stand it. Yep. I don't. My dad likes it. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't even feel like you're human. But yeah, yeah, not my thing. I'm surprised it's taken me. I've made a lot of videos. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to even mention that. But yeah, I can't. I can't stand it. Some people say it has health benefits. Some people say it has metabolism benefits. But oh gosh, I mean, just no, it's not. Cold water is so refreshing on a hot day. Mm-mm. It actually is counterintuitive because your body has to warm it up. Your body can't digest anything that's not 98.6 degrees. So it has to warm it up. In turn, it's going to warm you up to get the water to the temperature that it can handle it at. So you're actually making yourself warmer in the process. I would assume you were mostly Kappa, but if you don't do cold stuff, you may have a good chunk of Veda. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. But yeah, I just can't do it. This is Ayurvedic medicine diet. Yeah, I've heard of it all. I got into it for a little while with Deepak Chopra back in the day. But then I just felt like he was a snake oil salesman, and I kind of backed off. And then I always had people from that Massachusetts for whatever reason trying to sell me these microgreens. And it's just, the whole thing got so strange. I think there's some huge Ayurvedic in Boston or something. But yeah, I haven't paid too much attention to it, but I did for a little while. I did for a little while. Anything else? Dinner is calling my name pretty soon here. Do I drink green tea? No. I keep reading about its benefits. I don't like hot stuff, or I don't like cold tea. I really am just a kind of a water fan. Like, people tell me they don't like the taste of water, and I don't quite understand that statement because I love it. Where can we see close-ups of your artwork? I suppose if I still had my website up, you could do that. Maybe the next one I'll try to figure out how to show some of that. The next live. Yeah, I got a whole box of them over there. That's why I'm looking over there. I suck at storing art. I just throw it in a box. For a while there, I was doing like a different art every day. But gosh, I haven't done any in a year. All my stuff got packed up because I thought it was going to move, and I just haven't unpacked any of it. Do you think potatoes and beans are bad food combining? Yeah, for the most part, but try it out. For whatever reason, I like baked potatoes with baked beans on top of it, and it digests fine. But then sometimes if I have like a chili with on top of potatoes, that doesn't do well at all. What another combination that I actually, for whatever reason, like is that McDougal's what's it, black bean and corn soup that mixes well with potatoes for me. I was pretty much living on that when I was going through my surgery recovery because it's so easy to make, and I couldn't really do anything in the kitchens. And Sandy was helping me out. I'm like, why don't you just make that? And I was just having that with some potatoes. But I was starting my day off with fruit, a fruit salad, and then I was having potatoes, and then I would have a soup like that. What's that guy with the robe behind you? And he stored it at a piece of art. Yeah. All right. So that one right there is actually Jesus. He appeared to me in a meditation years ago. He was in the form that you see him in Revelations. If you read Revelations, and he said to me, just know that you're on this planet, but you're not of this planet, and everything will be smooth, or something like that. And that was all he said. He appeared to me. We were eye to eye. He was in the meditation for a very long time, and all of a sudden, like this voice came into my head, and it was that exact figure, and it had no eyes, but it had fire coming out of it when it spoke, but I really didn't know how to represent that, so I gave it a red beard. It did have a red beard, but it was the exact representation of Jesus in the Revelation. Um, how did you make it? Like the McDougal black soup cups and steamed potatoes? Yes, if you have the McDougal book, which I don't have here, or I'd show it. Um, It's like page 85, I think, or something like it's the most worn page that I have in the cookbook. It's my favorite recipe out of the cookbook. I would actually literally buy that cookbook again just for the recipe, even though I have know how to make it. And then what I would do with the potatoes is I would air fry them, little cubes, and I would just kinda combine it because I actually don't like soup, but I like that soup, but it's too soupy, so I put the potatoes in it to make it less soupy. But if you put too many potatoes in it, then it kinda gets gummy, so you really have to play around with uh, the the ratios. Do you like anything cold? Um, I kinda like nice cream, kind of. Not the biggest fan in the world. I really like the ones that Arnold makes, and I think a lot of people have heard me mention Arnold in my videos. Arnold actually, I think, started the banana whip. His are really good. Uh, like fizzy drinks, I like cold. That's about it, actually. Nice. Wow, you were asleep when this happened? No, I was in a meditation. I used to meditate in a closet actually because I needed it to be really dark, and it happened one day. I sold insurance for years, and I was selling insurance, somewhat close to where I lived, and one day I had like a 2-hour gap in between appointments, and I really didn't feel like going back to the office, so I went home and I meditated for a while, and that's what happened. How many different diet books do I own? I got the one right here with Barnard. I got the rice diet. I've got 80-10-10. I've got a bunch of McDougal's. I got a lot of on Audible. Probably 15 or 20. I just had beans that I make my own barbecue sauce and simmer them on a sourdough uh, bread toast for dinner. So good. You must be English. Yeah, that is good if it's made correctly. I'm not Christian, but I had a visit by Jesus years ago. Well, I don't, Jesus wasn't either. He never said build a church in my name. He said spread my message. Where two or more gather, I'll be there. This whole thing, is this a control mechanism? Do you go to church? If I really want peace, I go to church. I only go to Catholic churches. I don't go to any other church. People get mad about that, but whatever. Um, but I don't really like the way it's set up. I really wish it was just a homily and that was it. You pieced out. Maybe once, like on Easter, they did a traditional like they do. But other than that, um, I don't like a lot of what's gone on in the church. I did enjoy your live streams. That's in past tense. They're still going on. But thank you. I know I emailed you earlier today about new protein obsession, but I already over it. Yes. Jesus was beyond religion. I think that if you really look at Jesus, I think he is the creation and he came back with a message. Nature is my church. Yep. Oh, yeah. Born and raised Catholic here. I mean, if I'm going to go to church, it's the only church I'm going to go to. I've been to a lot of them. I've even been to temples and the Jews kicked me out because I wasn't giving money. I've been to Baptists. I went to one Baptist and I was told that I'm white and only black people are allowed. So that was kind of strange. I've been to, and she's like, this is a black people church. You need to leave. And I'm like, okay, peace. Uh, it was in the hood, so I didn't mind leaving. And I've been to kind of all church. I've been to, ashrams. I've been to a lot, and I just really never felt all that anything for it. So I just Catholic's the only one I'll go to. I was raised Catholic. I do love the old churches here in New Mexico, but more Buddhist, Taoist, Wiccan, than anything. I've seen fairies. When you're talking about Wiccan, I've actually seen fairies. With a touch spiritualist. Yeah. the fairies, I've this is really getting strange. I don't wanna talk about this too much because people didn't come here for that, but I'll email you later. But yeah, anyway, I've been to all kinds of churches, and I don't like going to them. Like, you go to a Protestant, and they got a projector up there with a movie going on. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" They got, like, refreshments in the back. I mean, are we gonna be here for this long? So, it's just, anyway, that's disgraceful. Color should not, be an issue in religion. That's why I steer clear of religion. You get used to that kind of thing in the hood. So it is what it is. I don't blame them. They think I'm the oppressor. I have nothing to do with it. What do you think of one meal a day? I think it's stupid. I've done it. I lost a ton of weight, and then I rebounded so hard it wasn't even funny. And I don't suggest it at all. I don't suggest fasting at all. I think it's if you're doing it for religious purposes, awesome. Congratulations, clap. But if you're doing it for weight loss, you are doing the wrong thing. And one meal a day, I think it's just ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think this juice cleanses are just ridiculous. Unless you really have something really wrong with you, I don't know why some people are doing some of this stuff. I've kind of separated myself even from people that I had on this channel earlier in my earlier in the channel. I've really started separating from some people because the message they're spreading is nothing I want a part of. Were you hungry when you did it? It was difficult. I was hungry as fuck. I this is actually I hated X-Files when I was growing up. I thought it was the dumbest show. Um, all because of this one episode that they were alluding to the fact that there was UFOs or something like that, and it ended up being this biker gang. And I'm like, this show is stupid. I'm not watching this again. But I was so hungry when I was on one meal a day that I watched the entire, I like a binge watch X Files, which I don't like binge watching anything because I got shit to do. And I actually ended up liking X Files. It was just that particular episode. Once I saw that particular episode, I wouldn't even watch it again. I hate that episode. But because of one meal a day, I actually found that I liked X Files, so I got that out of it. But I was so hungry that I had to figure out what to do with myself, and that's when I started watching X Files. So yeah. When are we discussing sequin? Yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't clickbait everybody. Shit, I forgot about that. People ask so many questions, and I just get to the point where I'm not even talking about it. But the calories in, calories out thing is very interesting. It tanks your hormones so much that you have to get to the point of starvation. And this is when people are asking me about one meal a day, people are asking me about fasting, people are asking me about this and that. This is when that happens. This is why that happens, because you destroy your TSH goes up, your T4 goes down, your metabolism is terrible. I don't know if you guys saw the video I made yesterday, but one of the articles that I linked in the video was about high metabolism is you can't out exercise a high metabolism. A high metabolism is always going to win as far as weight loss goes. And when you do calories in, calories out, you are going to tank your thyroid, and especially if you're a male, you're going to tank your testosterone. You're not going to work anymore. You're not going to want sex anymore. Even if you do sex, you're not going to be able to keep it up. And it's so bad for you in the long run. And people always want these quick fixes. Everybody wants a quick fix. You see it in the comment section on my videos. Everybody wants this quick fix. There is no quick fix. Like, it took you 10 years to go what you're at. It's not going to take you 10 minutes to get to past where you at. But in 10 minutes, you can put yourself on the right track. So you just got to eat, like the other video I did with McDougal the other day. You got to eat when you're hungry until you're full. And this is what you got to do to get the weight off. And this is the only way I've been successful. When I do the roller coaster, all over the place, it just never works. And if you're going to add a bunch of fat in, that's not going to work either, because it doesn't raise your hormone levels. It actually tanks your hormone levels because it just doesn't function well. It clogs your system up and nothing can flow correctly. There's no flow. There's no electricity. You're an electric being. So if you're going to clog your arteries and everything, there's no electricity that can flow and your hormones are just going to be shit. And so people who are starving themselves are going to experience this. They're going to be sipping on the coffee all day. They're going to be on the stimulants all day. They're going to crash all the time. They're going to be miserable to be around. They're damn near bipolar. And this is what happens from calories in, calories out. I think women are probably more suspect to it than men because men, they don't care if they got this huge beer gut. They don't care about that, right? As long as they got a woman who'll deal with them and they got money coming in, it really doesn't matter. Some woman is going to need a house to stay in, and you got a house and you got money, and it's all that matters. So it's just, if you want, and then people wondering why, dude dies at 55 from a heart attack, it's just this calories in, calories out mantra that goes around these days is so bad for you. And I'm trying to break that cycle by showing pictures of myself on that cycle. If you see myself on that cycle, it's just been such a hellhole of it's just been terrible. So if you're watching this and you're trying to lose weight, you just got to stick with it. It might take forever. You're going to lose if you in the beginning, it sound like Genesis, but in the beginning, if you switch your diet to something healthy like high carb, low fat, whether it's raw, whether it's 80-10-10 raw to dinner, or it's a starch solution, you're going to dump weight real quick, real fast in the beginning. And then there's going to be a stall of some kind. And that is what you're just going to have to either not believe it and go Seco again, and you're going to hit that roller coaster again, or you're just going to have to live with it. And just you're going to get on the other end of it when you get on the other end of it. And that is what I wanted to say about Seco and hormones. I have done the blood test. Actually, do the blood test yourself. I've done the blood test like I talk about, and I really want to figure out how to do this again. Adding a pound of sugar a day into my diet did not do anything other than make me better. People were commenting on how much better I was looking in my videos when I was doing this. My hormones were through the roof. They were amazing. I doubled my testosterone in 2 months. I had the blood test to prove it. And but unfortunately, my gut couldn't take the table sugar anymore, and I had to stop. And I started gaining weight after that. So I proved to everybody through blood tests, because everybody wants everything scientific. But if you look at my videos from last year, around this time is when I was doing it, I looked skinnier, and I was skinnier. I was 262. I don't know what I am now. I haven't weighed myself in a couple of days. Hopefully that answered your question. You hated X-Files? No, I went through that. I did it for years and caused me to binge eat my dinners. I feel so much better. And here's the thing. Some of this damage that you're causing to yourself 12 years ago, it might rear its ugly head again sometime in your path. And it's going to take a little while to you don't know what it's doing. It might do something that's complete. It's kind of like if you're remodeling a house and you watch these remodeling shows and people get pissed as hell that they got to put 25, 50 grand into their electric because you can't see it. They want to put 25, 50 grand in the stuff that you can see. But if you are doing damage to your electric system, like there's, like if you got aluminum wiring in your house or a knob and tube, then it might rear its ugly head somewhere. You might be losing weight like crazy, and all of a sudden your electricity's wrong or something like that, and you got to change everything. So it's going to take a little while. Just live with it, man. You just got to live with it. It'll eventually fix itself. Fruit till dinner, actually. Yeah. Okay, you're redeemed. You became an X-File fan. Yeah, I love X-Files. Now I haven't seen the new season. I haven't seen season 9. And I didn't like the last season either when what's his name wasn't on there. I mentioned calories in, calories out raises cortisol. 100%. Look at the video I made yesterday. If you don't want to watch that boring ass lady on there, that glucose goddess, boring as hell. I almost fell asleep watching that damn video. I almost didn't even post it. But if you watch me at the end, I put a timestamp in there. Hopefully it worked. I kind of suck with some of that stuff, but all the like pound of sugar a day raises cortisol. I mean, the cortisol and the sugar relation is so insane. It's just go read some of that stuff. Yes, I always binge when I calorie restrict and start watching Food Network because I am hungry as fuck. Laugh out loud. I actually know somebody who grew up extremely poor and they couldn't afford food, and food stamps like ran out in their first week. And he said that he used to watch Food Network and stuff like that and imagine that he was eating because he was so poor that they couldn't even afford food. And now he's skinny as hell. He can't gain weight, but he's he's like basically a he's actually Jewish too. I was gonna say he's a Schindler's List extra, but yeah, but this is what it does to you. It don't put yourself through that. I saw a funny Greg Shea video where he cut back to 2,300 calories or something and was freaking out. I was like, most women try to get by on 1,000 calories less. Yeah, nuts. I mean, a toddler is supposed to have something like 12 to 1,500 calories a day, and some women are trying to live off that. I still do enjoy your live. Sorry, I'm driving. Don't drink and drive, man. What are the waters in what are the waters in Genesis? I don't know what the question is. Like the ones that he's forming, terraforming the planet. What did the table sugar do to your gut that you couldn't take it? It just started giving me diarrhea. I started getting really bloated. I look pregnant, depending on what area I went in, maybe they would believe that I was pregnant. I don't think it's literally water. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah, okay. I get what you mean. I like beans, rice, and potato burritos with guacamole and lettuce, tomato. Sounds good. It sounds like a good formula for me for gas if I wanted gas one day. Me too. I don't like. I assume you meant Seco. Was reading comments on IG with people saying plant-based is expensive, rice, beans, potatoes, and so cheap and healthy. People who say that are stupid as fuck. I don't understand. Have you seen prices of meat? Have you seen price? I mean, bacon, a little pack of bacon now is like 15 bucks. I think it was like 3.99 when I was eating that kind of stuff. Just, they try anything to make themselves just not have to take accountability for what they're doing to themselves. And here's the thing, like I don't really believe in the whole moderation thing, but if somebody is moderation, like my dad, for example, he eats a lot of vegetables and a lot of bread and stuff. Like one of the days we were going to go out for a walk. It was Christmas Day, I believe, and he basically polished off an entire loaf of bread. And this is how he eats, and he never restricted or anything like that. So he's got much better to go at it than me. And so he eats a lot. He doesn't eat a lot of animal stuff, right? But if you do, then you're going to have a lot of these issues. Now, even he is now pre-diabetic and he's not listening to me. Even though I gave him the book. I mean, here's the thing: you can give people the book. You can, if put a lecture at where the exact second that you want them to hear it, like on Audible or something like that. But if they aren't ready to hear it, they aren't ready to hear it. Plant-based is only expensive if you eat all the processed. All right, so that's the thing. Yeah, if you're eating all the processed, like the Beyond Meat and the Impossible, it's going to be expensive as hell, right? But you're going to be more unhealthy, I believe, on that than you would if you just ate the regular animal stuff. So what's the point? I met this Albertsons employee today who has lost 41 pounds in a few months eating veggies. I bet she saved money too. 100%. Yeah. Especially in the beginning. In the beginning, it's going to come off very fast, but at some point you might hit a stall, or the constant roller coaster that you've been on your whole life is going to catch up with you at some point. Coming up in an hour. I think I'm going to cut it there because I got to eat. I don't even know what time it is. I didn't bring my phone now. I don't know how to tell the time anymore. Oh shit, yeah, it's 8:10. I gotta eat soon. But yeah, Anyway, any last, comments or questions or anything? Because 'Cause I'm gonna peace out of here pretty soon. Usually it takes me 5 minutes to get out of here. Anything else? Nothing. Maybe my rant, stopped people from talking, I don't know. But, yeah, as far as the X-Files, that's that 1 meal a day is actually how I ended up liking the X-Files, so I guess I can thank 1 meal a day for that. But I have to say, right after that, I came off vegan again because I couldn't take it. I lost my mind. I started ordering, from Domino's, like, twice a day, I felt like, and I mean, it was bad. The 50 pounds that I lost in that 1 meal a day, I gained, like, 75 pounds back, pretty quick because what I was doing, I was going to I completely I'm like, "Screw this vegan thing," because I was thinking that everybody on vegan ate 1 meal a day, and I started eating, like, Domino's pizzas, because they're the only ones that delivered to my house, where we live in, and I was getting, like, Ruffles chips with hell of a good, dip and everything. I mean, it was bad. But anyway, I don't see any more comments. I think I'm gonna peace out of here and go eat. Hopefully, this did you guys some good. If it did, share it. Um, that's it.